It's weird. I feel like I've talked to someone about like when you do breathing exercises, it also kind of gives you like a interesting high. I don't know how that whole thing works, but I actually feel like I kind of believe that now.
Do you know about Wim Hof?
They do have some spots in Las Vegas where like the day after a wild night, it's called like an oxygen bar.
Hmm.
And they have people sitting down and then they put a mask on you and it's oxygen and you breathe in, breathe out, and you're ready for more, degenerate things.
Did you ever have one of those IVs? There's like an IV bar. It's like a step. It's like a little bit step more than just the oxygen. They instead of putting the mask on, they actually plug your ass with an IV bag that has like vitamins and shit. I want it bad. I want to try it bad. Have you guys
I
ever
actually
done
know
that?
someone who does that. If you guys want, I could kind of send the contact your way, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of scary.
You wouldn't
IV
do it?
bag, like you put
I don't
like a
know.
needle in your arm.
Yeah, you put a needle
Yeah.
in your arm, and like usually the IV bag has like shit in it. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck. You can get
Like
different types of
vitamins.
different vitamins. You can get vitamin C. You can get I don't know the other ones.
That opens the doorway to like, I mean, like doing harder drugs like heroin. You're just like,
Hell
I
no.
stick a
No, no,
needle.
no, no,
I
no,
stick
no.
needles in my arm all the time. Maybe I have to just, if I have control this
Right?
time, be like, oh.
I have an anesthesiologist friend that like brings IV bags to parties. So then when they're on trips and shit, the next day they just plug them up.
Help sober up or help like
Yeah.
recover after like a
Yeah,
long night of drinking.
yeah. We could have fucking used the IV bag.
I've woken up one time and the person next to me had an IV, but it was done by a nurse.
Yes.
But like she brought it and I didn't think that I would actually wake up next to that because it's a little alarming at first. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I know. Like whatever you went through is miles worse than whatever's fucking going on with me. But I think it's like a fast way to get rid of your hangover for real. That's what at least they say.
Yeah.
Don and I could have used one at Ian's birthday party when we went to the rave and shit and we got too turned up. We needed the bag. For real. That next day, we needed the bag for real.
Oh my God. Can you
Oh my
imagine how great you feel after? I can only imagine. You would keep drinking. You would be like, oh, no big deal. I'll just pump myself up with some fluids.
Your electrolytes are continuously replenished, right? Your body's just like nutriented and everything.
Hell yeah.
That's got
It's
to be
like-
an addiction on its own.
No, you know what? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I know that Don was connecting it to heroin or some shit, but fuck no. I'm not going to drink immediately after the hangover is done. I may drink that night, but how it would feel is like when you get 8 hours. Like when you get 8 hours, don't you feel significantly better than when you've had 3, 4 hours? When was the last time you had 4 hours of sleep, bro?
Are you guys not sleeping?
Yeah, sometimes I sleep really, really late. Like on average, I'll sleep at 3 a.m.
I
tell
can't
you
really
that.
function on like 4 hours of sleep, but I feel like depends on like usually probably like on wedding gigs, especially if there's like a back-to-back one. So it's like, all right, so just shot a wedding, got home, and then just putting footage into like literally coming back at like 1 a.m., trying to dump footage, recharge everything, and it's like, okay, now I have to be on the road in like 5, 6 o'clock. So yeah, like I think those times, I think I'm just in survival mode. So therefore, the survival mode in me is like, okay, we're
kicks
gonna
in.
truck through this. We're gonna get, we'll get past this one way or another and pay for it later. But 8 hours is good. I
I'll
do
sleep
like
when
a
I'm
good
dead.
8 hours of sleep.
I'm in survival mode every single day, bro. When I wake up in the morning, this is how it usually looks for me. I've probably slept at 3. I've already set the highlight and the description and everything. It's already ready and set to go. So when I wake up, I'm gone. When you sleep at 3, when you sleep at 4, sometimes, Lord God, I hope not tonight. I wake up, I instantly shower, I change, and while I'm fucking dressing up, I have my cell phone in my hand with the reel and shit ready to go. Boom. Like that's exactly how it goes. And by the time I'm driving, I'm 15 minutes late to work. I'm never like, oh, it's always tight. Pause.
I think having your phone itself prevents you from sleeping. I mean, they talk about that blue light effect, but I just
100%.
think you have to shut off. Like you literally have to stop even thinking. I remember when I would get my nails done or when I used to get my eyelashes done, you really have nowhere to be but there at that moment, and then just don't think. But then I find myself like, as I'm getting my nails done, I'm like thinking about this and then that and this and that. And you can almost see it in my face. I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, stop thinking. Same thing with sleeping, I assume.
I guess when I think about like me going to bed, so I'll get off my computer, and that's already like adding more to like the whole blue light effect of staying awake. But then I'll go into my bed and then, like, about what, 5-10 minutes of scrolling, that's gonna be fine. Just look at a bunch of like things on Instagram, and then before I know it, it's been like another 45 minutes because then I get like sucked into some video and then start looking up a whole bunch of other things like recipes for food, and like, the algorithm is crazy. It's built in a way for you to like think about things and then literally have 20 seconds of like memory all of a sudden jump to like the next thing.
And you're tired while doing it.
Yeah.
Fucking, side note, this is a side note, but when Don and I are at the bar, right, and he busts out his phone and I can see him scrolling, that shit pisses me off. I'm like, I want to tap him so bad. But usually when you interrupt people like that, they get pissed off at you. He's just like, I'd rather not wake this beast up.
I feel like Gabe's scared of Dawn.
Oh yeah.
What do I do?
Nah,
because I told you, when that happy-go-lucky guy gets mad, you're just like, ooh, I'm definitely the problem.
No, number one, I don't like anyone telling me what to do. So if I tell him what to do, I kind of like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, the motherfucker just wants to look something. He feels like he needs to do it. That's fine. It's all good. So yeah,
no,
I don't.
if I had to kind of think about why sometimes I go on my phone, especially around friends, sometimes having just gotten there, I don't really know what to say or to do. But if I'm coming to a bar, and my habit also is like, there's so much going on in my mind that to kind of like now code switch from one environment to the next, I'm trying to like, I guess, ease myself out of like the other mode that I was in. About an hour later, then I'll start kind of reflecting, oh yeah, this happened. Like
you need time to get warmed up.
Work. Yes.
And I see. No Celsius.
So
imagine everyone's waiting on you to like socialize for them. Maybe they're more shy than you, kind of thing, and you're the one who usually like stirs everyone up. I don't know. That's hard too. That's a big responsibility.
It's like you're playing mental double dutch. Who's going to cave first and to actually start talking to each other?
In different environments, I will be like one of the first people to like input like my energy into the situation to help like spark it up.
I know what you mean. Yep.
I did notice recently the opposite for myself, that when I go out, I really should slow down. The last 2 times we hung out, right, for Don's birthday, there was a lot of people there. So I was going, all over the place naturally. That makes sense. But in a smaller setting, I still felt like I was playing that, like going to table to table to table to table to table, which I should not do. I need to slow that roll down and actually like get to marinate in each table a little bit. Because when you're jumping back and forth, what the fuck are you going to talk about? Oh, like stupid face level shit. You never really have the time to get to the, the more warm shit. Really is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Less small talk.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know if it's because I'm high when I'm there. Maybe I'm not going to get high.
Yes, the answer is yes. That's a contributor, Gabe. That's a huge contributor.
Oh man.
Meanwhile, Gabe is actually in the corner. He hasn't left for like 10 minutes, and we're like, "Is he okay?"
Dude, I want to make that a highlight, but I got to be careful. I might have to block some people. But man, no, that's crazy. Yeah, man. I felt like I really didn't, even though I hung out with y'all, I didn't really get to spend time with y'all, is what I'm saying. There you go.
I think it's just that whole social anxiety thing. I think everyone kind of has it at a certain level and in different ways. For me, like, I think my social anxiety is, I think I want to make sure that everyone is comfortable and okay.
Yes.
So like if anyone I feel like is maybe not being talked to or whatever, like then I'll come over there, but then I'm doing the same thing. Like I'm bouncing back and forth. Sometimes I disappear. Like actually it happened one day and Mariel and Macho, like my friends, they were like, where the hell did you go? I was like, some girl came here. Well, some girl came by herself. It was her birthday. She was just like, I'm by myself. It was her birthday. So we started dancing. She's like, I kind of want to see the front. Do you want to come see it with me? I was like, okay, sure. So I went up with her just to see her for a bit. And I was like, okay, let me go back to my friends. And I went back and they're like, where the hell were you? I was like, I don't know.
Was she weird or no? This was like a regular person. It's like a normal person.
No, she was totally normal.
Okay.
Totally normal.
You're just
but I don't think
kind.
it's- I rather tend to other people's like social comfortability than my own, maybe.
You and I are kind of the same way in this way, where we like to make sure that everyone's having a good time. And so for us, like to make sure that we're like, this other person's accommodated, that things are going, having thrown enough parties in my lifetime, when I feel like people are not eating or people aren't having fun or having drinks or doing activities.
Like you're managing the event almost,
Yeah, that's like that host mentality that kicks in,
God
and making
forbid
sure-
they give you the playlist on Spotify. Now you're really fucked.
Dude, that
right?
is like that's like the
Oh my
hugest
God.
thing for me. Where then I think
That's
about
power.
the crowd, and no, that is a power because being that DJ at a party is so critical. I mean, I've seen Gabe DJ at like my birthdays, and his masterful mixing
No,
of a
hell
bunch
no.
of songs,
It's ass.
dude.
Like
That was
full on
just
like
so ass.
turntables and whatnot, or
this is at some of my birthdays.
Yeah, we did birthdays, we did house parties. We hosted a lot of parties.
oh man, I didn't know that.
There was like a point where I had Don on my team to take pictures for a fucking Sweet 16. I had to DJ the whole fucking event. That was like my first one thing that I did. And it's like the responsibility of like managing the event, right? When you go from room like to table, yeah, that's one thing. But when you have the power of controlling the music, now you have to make sure that people are entertained, that are actually having fun now. So it's just a
Yeah.
lot of responsibility. Nikki, did you host a lot of parties? I felt like
Not like formal parties like you guys did. I did do like house parties.
yeah.
And I definitely remember overspending, or just doing a lot to make sure that that there would be more food. I always feel like more is better.
Mhm.
Yeah. You have to get a keg sometimes. Have you ever gotten a keg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, never got a keg. But
Yeah.
I wish I did actually. I didn't have the house for that. I had like a 2-family house. Imagine.
Still, how many people did you have at those parties?
Oh, I think a New Year's party I had maybe like 50
Oh my God, that's
people.
a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, like
Ooh.
open
Yeah.
invite type thing. And in a 2-family, like in a 2-bedroom family,
Yeah.
2-family house. It's like small. It's really packed. But
Yeah.
back then we were, beggars can't be choosers. Like,
Those were the best
Let's party
times.
anywhere.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah, who cares?
there wasn't much to host at that time because people were just happy to be somewhere where we could
Yeah.
not be with the parentals.
But you still never wanted to let them down. You made sure you got the food, the chips, everything.
The
Like you had the
alcohol.
utensils, the alcohol, the cups.
Yeah.
If you're gonna barbecue, you have
karaoke.
to have all that shit. You probably tested the sound system 1 or 2 days before the actual party. I know that
Yeah.
shit, girl. Come on.
It's very important.
Yeah.
But when I did plan my wedding, that was an actual party that I was
Oh my
planning.
God.
And I didn't leave anything up to chance. Like the decoration was all me. Even the music that I told the DJ, like I gave him the songs that I wanted.
That's exactly what I want to do.
I will help you guys. You just let me know. Because I had fun with it actually.
Dude, it was magical. Like at the wedding, and again, I was sitting at the table with your cousins, and they're like, "Oh, Nikki was the one who set this up." I'm like, "Damn,
Everything.
That wedding was magical." Like I think about what I need to do for
I
like
love
my
that.
wedding, and it's like, all right, so make sure everything is on point. I mean, we both care about that to the same degree.
I told Nikki over the weekend that, like, damn, like, I wish I met you sooner so that I can get in your wedding because that shit would have
No.
been lit as fuck.
That would have been. We had an after party also.
Damn. That's cool.
Someone
Yeah,
at the
after party?
hotel. I did. I'm pretty sure I told
Oh.
you to come back to the hotel.
You know what? I did have work the next day, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But also, I was pretty sauced, and I had to drive.
Open bars, very important,
Of course.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, my worst fear was that no one was going to dance at the wedding. I don't know. That would just kept replaying in my head. I was like, everyone's going to be
You really
feeling
had your
like
doubts on
awkward and standing
that?
off to the side. Yeah, I did.
I feel like you and your homies dance all the time. Like, that would be easy. That's a given for y'all.
But I did go to a wedding that same year and it was pretty
It's lame
awkward.
as
Not gonna
fuck.
lie. It was, yeah. And I never thought that a wedding could be that way. And I was like, oh, it's possible.
No disrespect to whoever that was
disrespect.
at. Yeah. It's just,
Yeah.
that's the way it is. Sometimes when you go to a really, really nice party and there's a shit DJ, Oh my God, Don, tell me not. The most disappointing shit
Oh my
ever.
god, it's so bad.
When they don't know how to like mix songs, so they just kind of hard cut, or
Yes.
when the song's getting good,
That's
and then
when you
all of
know
a
it's
sudden they
fucked up.
shoehorn like a different song in together. Yeah, all of a sudden you go from like 4 beats to go do 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 do, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, my body
know,
doesn't know how to
that
move to this.
Defect.
Is really just bad party planning. Because if it was your party, Don, or your party, Nikki, you would have never fucking hired somebody that would perform like this, right?
Maybe people get comfortable and they feel like they've been working this business for a while, so they kind of just wing it right then and there.
I'm gonna whip his ass.
Yeah, seriously. I'll take that to freaking Judge Judy. Like, I want my money back and you're gonna pay for a redo.
Yeah.
The question is, would you guys be the first one to be on the dance floor?
Hell,
Would you ever do that?
no,
Yes.
Nikki.
No.
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yes, for me.
Yeah.
Yes for me.
You said
Yes.
you love to dance. I love that. Go Don.
Shouts to him and praise to him for being the first one to test it out for real. It takes me like
Someone
3
has
people,
to.
and then I go.
People also kind of need like some inspiration, like
Of
again,
course.
So I mean, not claiming that I'm inspiration, but again, because I remember once he started playing like I think either Whitney Houston or like just some like standard Filipino ballroom style dancing, like like and then turn
The
and
freestyle dancing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as soon as like I remember at some point once like you finish your entrance with Mike and then a bunch of people were also like just like dancing with you, and then I'm like, all right, time to throw in my hat into the game because I haven't seen you in a while and I'm excited. So time to strut over.
You twirled me, yeah.
Yeah, I twirled you. I was feeling really good about myself because I haven't had an opportunity to do that in ever in like at least I think in our growing year, and being able to kind of like I guess in a way reintroduce myself in that manner was kind of like, all right, I'm coming in hot. So
I love that. Honestly, like I said, there's just so much. I'm being donkey for kindling, but I love my cousin, my favorite cousin. But you're this new person that Gabe had the opportunity to like kind of grow up with you and hang out with you and get drunk with you. And I'm sure you guys have stories for days, and I don't have that. And ironically, I feel like you and I would have the same fun. Like we're this, we would have the same fun, and it's a good, yeah.
And I'm glad that this year was kind of the opportunity for all of that to rekindle and to do these things, to actually go out and hang out with each other. And look, it's like I've told you before, I didn't really come overnight. I think this is like years and years of me feeling a lot more comfortable in my own skin. I mean, even at the times like, and reflecting on, I guess, what I deem as like my party years with Gabe. And, when you think about friend dynamics and group dynamics, right? I still felt like I was more of like the quiet one. Like, I'm still talking, I'm still engaging with people, but, depending on your friends and depending on who's there, sometimes you have friends who are a lot louder and who are also a lot more bolder than you. And, having been that wallflower, kind of wishing to be that person to engage with people, not, be afraid to talk to them is something that I've felt deeply. And then over time, putting myself in more situations where, okay, now I don't have other people to lean on. I don't have other people to be like a shield. I kind of have to learn how to, pull that energy out of myself and again, swim, in the social environment without any like air support. And so I've had, I think, a good amount of those, especially like in the past, like 5-6 years. So being able to kind of bring that to you guys, I think is something that I'm actually really happy to do. Yeah.
Well, what's hard? It's like coming into a new group in general. We all know how we're like with our friends that we've known for years, right? You come in, you're so comfortable. Now, sometimes you question, what am I like when you are a singular person going into another friend group and everyone is comfortable with each other, right? Now that is really you having to pull out, your comfortability and your social skills. And I imagine that's really hard. I haven't done that in a while because I just hang out with the same people all the time. But like, say, Gabe, like you've been doing that lately. And that's like, how does that feel for you?
Honestly, it's been pretty scary. Don, I'm looking at Don right now. It is making me laugh as I look
Don't
at
they
him.
tell you that we're scary? Like, like the next day he was like, "Y'all,
They
they're
always-
crazy."
No. You know, don't get me wrong. Entering any group is scary as fuck. But when it comes to you guys, I mean, not even when it comes to you guys, but I've always, when I was growing up, like I've always had a lot of friends that were girls. Like that was like my thing. Like I was the one guy friend group in like a group of 9 different chicks, right? Like they were my sisters. And you know, life took them where they had to go, and that's cool. And I always like, even though I had my boys for the longest time, right? Come on, John, Don, all of that. There was a good point in my life where I still felt kind of empty because like, yeah, they were my guys, but it didn't feel like that familiar feeling like when I was growing up. As those guys moved on and did their own thing, I've been always kind of like trying to find like my tribe in it for real. My voice kind of breaks a little bit because I'm really being honest about it. I never felt like I was going to find people like me who wanted to party like me, wanted to work like me, who laugh at the same shit, who want to do the stuff that I want to do. And like, it's been so, even though it's been scary to get to know you guys in particular, it's been really, really easy because like, you guys do karaoke, you guys like to drink, you guys like to dance. Like, we laugh at the same shit. Like, we crack jokes that we already seem to understand. So it hasn't been the hardest at all. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, new people are scary for sure. And you guys especially. But it's been really, really easy. And it's been so fun. Like, I almost feel not deserving of it, but I almost like, sometimes I close my eyes and I think it's not real because it just feels so good. So
And you don't want to be disingenuous. Like first impressions tend to be something we always think about. And, you know, you don't want to just come into a group thinking like, oh yeah, like I'm automatically accepted. And then step on people's toes.
Never
make them
that.
feel a certain type of way, alienate them. You like, no one ever wants to feel like that, especially when they are trying to put themselves out there, but also don't really know what to do. And so they're trying to make sure they tune their energy in a way that's like meeting people, you know, halfway, but also not trying to be like overbearing or over the top. Like that's, it's a very hard thing.
Like, you're talking about you guys being afraid about how I think of you. When I go home, I am more afraid of what you guys think of me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I appreciate you, being a little vulnerable with that, because you always wonder how are you feeling about like this new dynamic, meeting new people? And I feel like that's where, not that we take pride, but where we're a little bit different from other people too, is that even just within our own group, we have our own faults, our own like quirks. We're not perfect either. And so we really try to be understanding of each other also. So we would have to give that same grace to someone that's coming in as well, because we're not going to expect you to be perfect. And sometimes, I'm not saying you have social anxiety, but sometimes social anxiety will make you do things or act in certain ways that are not yourself, right? Like over talking. I do that sometimes too, like all 100%. The time. Just being understanding of that. That's why we like to also meet new people, and because we just know we're going to give them that same grace that we would ask of you for us as a group.
Don knows, like, how many texts have I sent you, Don, where even our first meeting, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go. Like, maybe I shouldn't go hang out with Nikki right now. Like, they're going to think it's whatever. Like, they're going to think I'm weird. And then Don texts me back, if you don't go, then you're weird. And I go, that's damn right. I should go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I give you respect for that, for sure.
Like, all right,
it takes a lot of courage. No, I do.
It does.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage. And I would like to apologize if I basically did the whole sink or swim method, where I was just like, all right, buddy. And I'm going.
But that's a good friend. That's a great friend.
Just like a lot of like weird things that happened towards like the last 2 months of my life have been pretty dope. We reached the end of the year, and not the hard cut it of, well, of course, it is our Christmas special. We're all wearing hats and looking festive for a reason. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
No, it's crazy that, it's the end of the year. Holidays are here. Thanksgiving just passed. So we are ever So reflecting on just the year, things that are changing and what's going to come for the next year. I'm definitely feeling the holiday vibes. I don't know. I feel it. It's
Absolutely.
happy. You guys are going to travel soon. I mean,
Yeah.
that's different. At least for you, Gabe. I don't know, Don. That's like Don's second home.
This is like X amount of trips to the Philippines. But Gabe, this is your first one, right? This is your first one in a hot minute.
Yes.
That's a long trip too.
You know, for as much as I am excited, like, and I really, really want to go there, and I wish I can spend more time there, I'm so excited to get back to New York. Like, that's where really I belong.
Don't
You
leave
know what I'm
us.
saying?
Both of you. Don't leave me.
That is something I also think about too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm excited.
Especially if you're the type of person that gets homesick.
It's going to be so hard not to be homesick.
Going back to the Philippines is always fun. I mean, there's like places to go, people to see. Things are a lot cheaper there, so you basically get to go out and do so many activities.
Facials, massages.
I know.
Everything's like
I'm gonna get my nails done there.
Cost, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You
like
get a butt lift there. Sorry, go on.
No, I don't want that. We're not going to get that.
But yeah, like for the first time in a while, do I feel like maybe I really want to root myself back here and just create the new standard for me of like Christmas celebrations and Christmas customs. Like, you know, not that I have any reservations going back, you know, home, but I see part of me wanting to also just do more here and wanting to, again, just build my adult version of Christmas, kind of rekindling what my younger self used to really be happy. Like, oh man, I'm so excited to put up the Christmas tree. And oh my God, like I still believe in Santa. Sorry for all the kids who are listening, not to burst your bubbles. But yeah, like actually, you know, that little innocence of Christmas that I had as a kid that I felt had washed away for many years. And I feel it coming back. And that's something that is nice. It's something that I didn't think could happen. And here we are.
Yeah, because it's something that you realize, like you said, you can create it yourself. Your family is your chosen family. They could be your friends, they could be your cousins, you know, whatever you define as family, and then just get everyone together and just have the same goal. And it's just to be happy and make memories. It feels right.
This Christmas, I'm obviously going to be away for it, but I've really thought about it, like next year and who knows, like years moving forward. I mean, maybe I'll try to find a different time to travel to the Philippines. And like I said, just try to really create like my own slice of Christmas back here again.
Yeah, Lord knows the holidays are going to fly back again. Before you know it, we're going to be like, oh, it's Christmas
Next
again,
year
2026. Think about it. The year just goes by so fast.
It does. It does. You know, I have a saying. It's called weekend accomplished. When there's a big event that happens on Friday or you do anything over that weekend, I consider it that the weekend is accomplished, right? I almost feel, and this is going to be weird to say because this episode airs closer to Christmas. We're recording it like a month early. I would have already accomplished the entire year, even though we still have a month left.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Dude. Having this feeling of this year and then starting next year, I'm a little nervous. Like there's so many fun things that happened this year. And it's like, oh, is next year going to match up in that same way? And not that I had any expectations or I literally said to myself, like last year at the same time, like, oh, next year is going to be 100% better. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I didn't really plot it out like that. I said to myself, I would do things and do my very best to be as present as possible. But then I feel like a lot of things collided at the proper moment and things just fell into place the way they needed to. And I hope as next year starts that, I mean, there's always going to be things that challenge us, things that are always going to like make us feel down, make us feel really shitty. But I can only hope that there's a lot of good things moving forward. And it's hard, especially when you think about how sometimes the news in the world can be very depressing.
Like trauma, you're traumatized, PTSD. You're like, oh God,
dude.
Gonna...
I think my biggest problem sometimes is because I've been in survival mode for so long. In order to not feel like or put my expectations too high, or to like I guess keep myself at manageable expectations and not be disappointed, I'll always think, okay, where's the wrench in the plan's going to happen? And it's bad to think that. Again, for many years, I've kind of been used to that whole like, okay, well, something bad's going to happen. So just get ready for it, even though there's been a lot of good things. But sometimes it's not the case. You don't need to be living in survival mode.
Sometimes I have those ideas. Instead of like thinking of what's bad to come, I would have already assumed bad in this situation. Like I would have been more so like, oh yeah, they didn't like me. She didn't like me. It's all good. Like it's whatever. Like I'll even deny it just so then I can spare myself the pain of like a potential failure, you know?
But do you ever sit at the end of the day and you're kind of just like, it sounds too, what do you call it? Like cookie cutter to think of it that way. But if it didn't happen to you or for you, it's not for you. Or like say it's a job, right? And you lose that job, but you've already had so much experience in that field. You're an expert in that field. And you're kind of just like, I can go for the next year. I could go for the job that I want also because I have this experience. Like who's going to tell me no? I don't know. Sometimes that's kind of how I look at it. Or if like someone doesn't like you also, but you know you have a good heart and you know that you have great things to offer. It's kind of just like you
give self-respect.
Do you ever think of it that way? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Like, happy for me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's always the way to think about it. But like, if you think about, does everyone have that? I don't think everyone has that. I think it takes a type of person to keep on pushing when you fall, you know, to get back up all the time. But yeah, that's the right way to do it.
The two jobs, like my two recent jobs, were places that I applied to, like, and the first time I didn't get the job, and I was very hurt. I was just like licking my wounds. I mean, like I would just basically hide away from the world and not want to talk to anybody and just be like, damn, I suck. Like, and I put a lot of stock into wanting that. Years later, I felt I had seen enough of the world, done enough things, actually taken the time to learn things that when not the same one, but a different opportunity presented itself at those respective companies, did all of a sudden, I feel like things started coming into place where now I was not just a lot more ready for the job, but I was also, I think timing worked itself out that I was emotionally and spiritually ready for that. If it's meant to be, it's going to line up in a way that's supposed to.
That's so important. And that was something that I had to learn. I feel like everybody learns something in their lifetime. And for me, it's to let it be. When you want to control every situation, you're going to have a lot of disappointments. Things become very black and white. Even like with people and their personalities, things like that, you can't control them. You can't control how they're going to respond to you or whatever it may be. You have to learn to let go of the things that you can't control. Like you'll just be much happier mentally. And you won't seem like a tyrant. You know, you try to control everyone and then everyone's unhappy.
Like, I think I was telling a friend about this, but, you know, I play a lot of video games, and my analogy for certain things, because, you know, we're always conditioned with this idea that if I do this, then I will get that. Games for me has been that whole, like, a good example of that, where at this point you have different quests that you can accomplish, right? And then up until that certain point, you're done until it opens up again. You can't force anything to happen. You just literally hit the end of that thing until the next thing opens up. Let go of that and focus on other things in the meantime. Happenstance, whatever that thing you were looking for might just round itself back to you, and then boom, everything will change. Everything will be opened up in a way that, you know, you didn't think was going to happen. It's just done for now until a little later.
Yeah.
You're talking about the slow burn? No, sorry. It sounded like the slow burn. My bad.
It's a slow burn, but I think that's life in general. Like there's so many things in life.
Fuck the slow burn, bro.
Take time. We
Gabe is still healing.
Like that. We hate the slow burn.
Give it to me. I want it now.
You know, instant gratification. Instagram exists for that reason, you know. But
like I deserve it. We do deserve. We deserve it all. But think about it. Maybe the universe is giving us more what we deserve by doing this and taking us off path, whatever we thought.
And by teaching you.
Yeah, by teaching you and by going off the beaten path for a bit. And eventually something else will open up, or that other thing you're looking for will open up. It's
a long waiting game.
You think you know everything? You don't know shit.
Yeah. That's what life will do to you. It's just hard when you're also the type of person that attaches to things. because
get
you
it.
tell yourself like, I deserve this. I put work into this. This is mine and I should have it. But the world
Mm.
is neutral in that way. Things that happen sometimes is very neutral. It's just our view on it. We could look at it as negative, but say if you didn't get that job, it could be neutral. It wasn't for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great. I'll go towards this other path.
Yeah,
You
I've
make
done
more
jobs
money
that
that way.
like I thought I was gonna really like, and I ended up hating it. Like absolutely, like what am I doing here? Like after like the first day, I was ready to leave. Yeah, and so yeah, like it's sometimes when you don't get the response you want, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just for now, it's not it's a non-response.
But you know
It
what's probably
remains to
got to be the
seen.
hardest?
What?
Being a starving artist, right? Like say you
Oh
go
my
out there and you're
God.
literally starving and then you only become famous like after you die or something. Like that's a
Oh
hard
my
life.
God, that's a crazy
Van Gogh?
life.
I was just saying, what do you do in that situation? Who has the answer to that?
You know, I think in a sense that we're starving artists. We're not literally starving, all right? We're fine. And we are artists in a different sense. But I guess what we're doing here is like, and what you should do as a starving artist is if you really want to keep on pursuing that, you just keep pushing. And then you don't care if this day sucked or the next day sucks or the one after that sucks. If you really, really, truly love it, you will never stop. You may even die and then you get famous after. But that is the life that you chose, you know?
But have a day job.
Yeah, word. Hell yeah, yo. You think this is the only shit going on? Fuck no.
Right?
That's so crazy. Sometimes people will like, yo, that's the only thing that you're doing? I'm like, what? Like, why would you think that? Like, come on now. Are you crazy? Like,
We don't talk about our careers enough.
fuck that, you know? Like, that's not fun.
Have you guys ever watched Severance?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Nikki, have you? Oh God, dude. Oh,
You need to watch
What
that
is it
show.
on? Because I was
It's on
looking
Apple
for
TV.
Apple
yeah.
TV.
Apple TV.
Apple
All right,
TV.
it's-
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
so
heavy
good.
show. Your work self and your real life self is split in two. Like, so you have no memories of what you do at work, and your work self has no memories of your real life person. You could have like a girlfriend, a boyfriend, you could be dating someone, interested in somebody there. And at the same time, your inner self will have no idea if you're married, have kids, what you do in your outside life. And it's kind of crazy when you think of how splintered that is. And, you think about how, like, they're pretty much the same people, like the same soul, but in different environments. And how, like, that builds you, how that creates, a different version of you.
That's like a Black Mirror episode, but that's really crazy. I absolutely want to watch that.
Yeah.
How's the hat?
The hat is amazing. I want to get a more expensive hat. I want to get a hat
Like pure
that no,
silk?
not like any of those uber luxurious ones, but a hat that Santa would wear. And you know what I'm saying? Because when you go to the mall and you see Santa at the mall, their hat is like amazing. It's not this bullshit. You're never gonna see Santa in this type of fucking hat. You're gonna see him in one of those nice fucking decked out ones, like those bushy ones.
He has a walkie-talkie at the end at the ball. Remember?
Oh,
Santa
from
Claus?
the Santa Claus. That is still one of my favorite Christmas movies. We used to watch it all the time too, cuz, right?
We did watch that all the time at your house.
So it's called The Santa Claus
I wanna look
because
this up.
the Santa Claus is actually referring to what makes someone become Santa Claus. So this has Tim Allen in it, and basically he's a businessman.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. I love
and-
this movie.
And Santa accidentally falls off his roof, and then he ends up becoming Santa Claus because the Santa Claus is you put on the suit, you're the big guy.
So it's like Black Panther. He's like the T'Challa.
Don't put on any random suits. Moral of the story, you don't know what'll come of it.
We haven't really talked much in terms of like, I guess, our favorite Christmas customs or movies, right? But what are your favorite, I guess, if we're talking about things that make you get into the jive of Christmas? Like, what do you guys listen to or what do you guys watch when you want to be in the Christmas mood?
I already know what you're
Yeah.
gonna say. That yeah,
Oh, I know what you're gonna say too in terms of music.
There's only one
Oh.
song.
I feel like when I hear it now,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So let's play a game. Let's see. Okay, can you both guess what is the Christmas music that gets me in the Christmas holiday
Nikki, if you
cheer?
will. I know this already.
yes. Merry Christmas, Happy
NSYNC.
Holidays.
Damn, she's
NSYNC.
good. She is good. Yes. I was literally listening to that just before you jumped on the podcast. And
You did?
yeah, I literally have it queued up
So
on like
good.
my Spotify, like the entire Home for Christmas NSYNC album. Like that is one of the albums I listen to when I want to get myself in the Christmas cheer. What about you guys?
Mariah, is there any other Christmas god there is? Because it's not just All I Want for Christmas Is You. She has deep songs. Miss You Most at Christmas Time. I think you guys should listen to it,
Mhm.
especially if you've been in a relationship before
Yes. thank
and
you.
it reminded you of the holidays, and now you're navigating being like single during the holidays, right?
Mhm.
I remember there's a long time it was really hard for me to listen to that. But my favorite movie for Christmas is The Family Man. Have you guys watched that?
The Family Man. Hold on,
I have to
why
look
can't
this up
remember this
again.
one?
And I recommend you guys to watch it if you haven't, and watch it anyway.
Wait. The 2019 Indian spy action web series? No, that's not it.
What? No. Nicolas
Family
Cage.
Man.
Oh, okay. That one with Tay Leone. Right. Okay, now I remember.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with my
That
keyboard?
one's a good movie. He basically now lives like the life that he could have had with this girl,
Ooh.
right? And so
Yes.
yeah, he's a guy who, well, I don't want to say missed the mark, but not having the opportunity to kind of like, see what his life could have been, and actually falls in love and, shoots his shot with the girl that he should have shot with, right? Or really committed to that, right?
It's like an alternate reality that he gets to experience the day before Christmas. But imagine you are like a big shot in, I think it was in finance or something like that. Probably like a multimillionaire. He had the penthouse. And then the day before Christmas, he gets involved in a situation that gives him the chance to see what his life would have been if he took another path. And it was like before a big merger, like it was a really big deal. And he was just so like cynical about it the whole time until you get to see and realize what's important. I think you guys should.
It
definitely
sounds
watch
like The Ghost of Christmas Broke.
No, but should I just say, I'm not going to say what happens, but
yeah, just give like the general premise.
Yeah. But basically, you get the chance at the end to decide, is this the life you want, or is the life before what you
Gotcha.
wanted? Is money that important, or is it not?
Does money
Kind of
buy
thing.
you happiness?
Something we talked about
Or
before.
Was
Just a
the
little
one
bit.
that got away the one? Oh,
It's always about
okay.
love. The one that got away,
okay.
right?
I get that feels. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good choice. Yeah. And Taylor Young
How about
was really
you?
good in the movie.
You know,
Put it on us.
no. It's not going to be that crazy. But you did remind me of a movie that I was not going to say until you talked about The Family Man. It kind of has a similar premise. You know the movie The Holiday with, what's his name? Jude Law and Jack Black.
Oh, that's a good one.
You
too.
have to watch that.
Alright.
It's so good. And if
I
you love
will.
music, the person who actually composed it is like a famous old time movie, like the best like pianist or whatever, orchestrator or whatnot. The music is so good in it. So I think you would appreciate it. This lady who I believe is like a hot shot, Cameron Diaz, she's a hot shot movie, what is it, preview editor, right? She's like tired of her life. She's like has all this money, and then she ends up going to like last minute, she goes on a holiday to London on her own, and then she ends up meeting Jude Law. And there's another whole story with Jack Black, which is probably even more sweeter than the whole Jude Law situation. But yes, you're gonna love it. It's so good. It's so good. It might make you cry, to be honest.
Can't wait.
These are cute.
Perfect.
Yeah, these are cute choices actually. Now for like your respective.
You haven't
Christmas
seen
movies.
it, Don?
It's funny because like I haven't seen The Holiday. I've seen Family Man, and that was a
You
long
guys
time ago.
would
But
love
Holiday, I haven't actually
The
seen.
Holiday, for real.
I do love my rom-coms or like romance movies. So
The warm feeling. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh my God, you're gonna get it so much in The Holiday.
I feel like this kind of
Yes.
reminds me of like Love Actually.
Love Actually is actually a really, really good one. If my brother was here and he was answering this question, he would probably go balls to the wall with Love Actually. Like he bought the DVD type shit. That's how much he loved it. Yeah.
Oh.
He bought the DVD.
Garrett Knightley
From Virgin
it was an
Megastore.
ensemble cast. Yeah, you know.
But yeah.
Mm.
What about your song, your favorite Christmas song?
My favorite Christmas songs, okay, don't get me wrong, NSYNC, Happy Holidays, it gets me bumping, it gets me jumping, of course. But for whatever reason, I like the sadder songs. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but like, the piano renditions always get me. I'm sure there's a Nat King Cole somewhere, sprinkled in. That's
Mhm.
gonna get there. Don't get me started on the New Year's Eve song. Whatever song that is that they play, that's the New Year's song. That somber one.
Old Lang Syne.
I love that song.
Okay.
Wow, I never
Oh
heard
my
that.
God. If you hear it, you'll go, oh my God, yeah, I do know that song. It makes you fucking sad.
No,
Yeah.
I know the song,
But
but for some reason, maybe I never listened to the words, like, truly.
We were talking earlier about dancing at parties and whatnot. And I know we love good DJs, but it makes me think of a type of dance that I long for, which is slow dancing. When was the last time y'all got to really slow it? Come on. I don't know. They don't do that no more. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Very intimate.
What's wrong with that?
yeah.
We love that.
Breath in
Well,
each other's faces.
I
It's
mean,
like-
if it calls for it, if when there's like a wedding and they have like the slow song and then everyone can dance during the wedding, during the slow song, I love that. I love those moments.
But you need a special someone.
Yes, that's very
Yeah,
true.
you do.
Of course, we know this. They'll
It's
remind
not that
us.
same feeling if you just like pull a friend to do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, come on over
absolutely.
here.
Ladies, get in line, everybody. Get in line.
Get it on. You get like 1 minute, and now next person rotates it. Yeah.
That's my goal for the end of the year. All right. I have checked off many bullshit goals
Just slow down.
to go out and party and chill and have like the greatest times ever. Right. But I have 1 month left because we're recording this a month early to slow dance with somebody. And that will complete my year for real. I already said year
I
accomplished.
told you, you're gonna get married in the Philippines. You're gonna slow dance and you're gonna get married in the Philippines.
That love better be good because
everything will
because
be
on
accomplished.
paper, I'm not sure if I want that love. I'm not really, when you look at it like that, I don't know if I want it. Don't get me wrong. I want love, but I want what I want.
Well, okay, maybe you'll meet someone.
Hopefully, that'll be nice.
I'm just so optimistic.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has come now to the point of the show, what we like to call the question of the week, where you send us your questions on Instagram. Don, Nikki, are you ready?
Yeah.
Listening, tell me, hurry.
With your mindset now, what advice would you tell your younger self? Should we repeat it?
I
Well-
would tell
Mhm.
myself to not be so defensive. I think everybody has their thing of when they look at themselves and what their flaw is. Being defensive towards the world can make you become someone who feels like they need to fight all the time or protect themselves all the time. The reason why I would tell my younger self not to be so defensive is I think I would have less problems. Like I would have ruined less relationships. Now I'm just like talking about my vulnerabilities, but then you wouldn't hurt people that you loved. You wouldn't spend nights overthinking a lot of negative things and replaying things in your head that, like we say, you don't have control over sometimes. So I think that's something that I would have told myself.
I think Don and I talked about something like that recently where I maybe had regrets because I had less friends now than I used to because I decided to just, fully show myself, just say everything that I wanted to say. If I didn't say those things, would they still be here with me? Probably. Yeah, I could say so. But, when you think about it in hindsight, sometimes you have to just be okay with hell. Maybe that was going to happen with something else in the future. So maybe it was meant to be this way.
Probably tell myself to forgive. Yeah. I would be like, just be more forgiving to yourself. You've heard me talk about this before. Like I tend to brood, and I brood usually in like the silence of my own room and like, just by myself. But, it's hard when you want something and it's not happening. Also, you do things and it doesn't end up yielding what you want. In an effort to, at least, I guess the word would be, to feel like I have some measure of control or regain control of the situation, the easiest person to hold accountable is yourself. And for me, it's so easy to just simply really go hard on myself on like the things that I could have done better, things I could have done differently, and I would tell myself to just be a lot more patient with how things go. Not everything is up to you. And there's so many things that add up to why things didn't work out the way you wanted it to. And so having said that, just be more patient with how things go and just let go of the things that obviously are things that are plaguing you. They've told you the saying plenty of times, like, accept the things that you can't change, the courage to change the things that you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And unwise me always knew to feel like everything was within my realm of control. Learning to know what to really embody that and to understand how that, what are the things that I actually can change or have some measure of like, say or input in is something that has taken me quite some time to really figure out. But yeah, it was so easy for me to just beat myself up about those things. And I still do. I don't think I'm immune to that. I think, hold myself very much accountable for all the things that, even having played it completely right, I know I could still lose in so many situations. So I would just try to, again, forgive myself maybe a little faster or be a little less critical of myself and just let go and move forward. If I was a little less harsh with myself and gave myself a little bit more grace, I would have been perhaps a little happier and probably spent less time brooding. But yeah, I'd tell myself just go easy on yourself more.
Sometimes I feel like that's why everybody's experience is so different, because when that question comes, what would you tell your younger self? Sometimes you think that the advice is going to be the same for every young person, right? But it's interesting how my advice to my younger self is I was blaming the world for everything, and yours was that you were blaming yourself for everything.
When I think about this question, I kind of put myself in a mindset of I've taken a time machine and I don't know, a couple years back, and I find the younger version of me hanging out at City College, and I say, "Yo, come through. I got to tell you some shit." So I try to tell them things that are very, very specific. I would say you can't save everybody. It's going to take a lot more work than you think. Focus and have faith earlier. That's exactly what I would say. And that's it. You can't save everyone. You know what the deal about that, guys, is. I don't have to explain that to you. What is it? Is it going to take a lot more work? Come on. You guys know that shit too. That shit never ends.
You lose yourself. You lose yourself in the process.
Focus. Because sometimes when you are doing one thing, or when you're juggling 3-4 things at the same time, your mind is somewhere else while you're doing this one thing when you should really be focused on that thing that you're doing. And have faith earlier, because I know that it's going to happen. It's happened already. You just had to have faith earlier.
Like that.
That is good advice. Yeah, that's very good advice.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of, as if, oh my God, I only have 3 minutes with myself right now. Like, yo, I gotta go tell you this shit. Don't talk to her, man. That's a waste of time. Don't do it.
Oh no, thinking about the more headier things, I'd be like, yo, be a little bit more bolder. Be like, yo, hey, what's up? You want to grab a drink? You want to grab some, get some food after classes and stuff like that? I think I would have been a lot braver, and I think I would also probably tell myself, don't be so focused on the things that you're zeroed in on. Sometimes you could just take a step back, see the bigger picture here. I can be focused on certain details. Man, this is back in school, right? But there's this girl from my philosophy class, right? And we had a really good report, right? And then I remember I invited her to Philippine PAO to lead a dance workshop, right? In my head, I wasn't really thinking about that. I think I was so focused on I think you probably met her. Her name was
yeah. She's cool.
Jules.
Julia.
So no, she was really cool, and she was also really pretty. But in my head, I think I was also really focused on someone else at the time, right? And in my head, I think I guess that's a good thing, right? I'm very focused on or committed to one person, right? And years later, I think I bumped into her right outside of near Madame Tussauds, where I used to work, right? And I think she's a dancer, so I think she was running off to something, right? And I just remember bumping to her, and I'm like, damn, you look good. And in my head, I'm like, I think the gears started turning, and I just started putting a couple things together, and I'm like, never ask her out.
Wait, you said that to her directly?
No, I said that to myself later on, and I just I never bothered asking her out. And in my head, it's why didn't I? Like, she's really cute, and also we had like a really good rapport, but maybe my head just wasn't in there. But I kind of think on certain things like, oh, that could have been someone I could have asked out, but I was also just trying to be a good person, right?
You know what the worst feeling there is? When you talk to them again and they're like, oh, why didn't you ask me out all that time? Like back in the day. Like, oh my God, that shit sucks.
Yeah, and it's like that. So it's kind of funny because we just talked about Family Man, and it's like, oh man, wow, that would have been someone else. Yeah,
it's always timing.
Oh God.
Yeah, but timing is so important, and at the same time, it's okay. Like, I don't regret anything, but in my head, it's like, oh, definitely could have shot something, right? But yeah.
If we're talking about the time machine thing, I would have went back and told myself to do well in school. Honestly, I didn't prioritize school at all. That I made my school process just so much harder than it had to be. If I had just done the homework, went to class, did everything, then I didn't have to jump all these hoops to get where I was today. It's just, for some people, I feel like it comes naturally to succeed in school. Like, I felt like it came like that for Don. But for me, I didn't learn that till way later in life that, oh yeah, that's right, this is just my future. And I would have done much better in school. Who knows where I'd be today.
No. Absolutely. I wish I could say to my younger self, like, bro, it's not even that hard. Like, you should be killing this shit, dude.
It's not. Literally show up. That's it.
Show up.
Raise your hands.
Like, actually try.
What else are you gonna do? You don't work.
Like, come on. It's so funny that you say that, because when I was younger, I was a dumbass. And I really don't know how I got by. But then when I got my master's, I got a 4.0 on that shit. And it was like the most work that I've ever done ever. But in my head, I was like, man, why didn't I just kick the shit out of high school? Like, I could have been completely somewhere unimaginable right now. Like, damn. But you learn other ways. Come on. Like, while you were fucking around, you were probably doing something that affected your life that, like, I'm sure that you know of, right? Like, there are perks to concentrating your time on other things outside of school. And do I regret it? Oh man, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, having spent many years being studious and having only learned how to fail later in life, I felt like I should have learned that far earlier than anything. So, no, like, again, I don't think, and not, the school, going to school is important, right? But at the same time, people pick up and learn things later, and that's completely valid. There's nothing wrong with, like, when or how you go about it, in the sense of, like, we're all on, like, our own different life paths. That's why I've always said, don't compare your chapter 2 to someone's chapter 20. Some of the things that I learned in life didn't come through school. It came through, like, just like a lot of, like, my current skill set in the field, I didn't really learn in school. I learned actually just independently, and, not trying to de-advocate school. That's not the point. But I'm just saying that, like, every person has their own way of going through life. And, sure, it would have made certain things easier. I certainly think that it would have been nicer to probably have, like, graduated college way faster. But no, I think I'm grateful for having spent the extra time, because I wouldn't be who I am now. And I can't imagine a different reality that I wouldn't be the current Don. That's what I'm grateful for. All right, guys. Well, that is the end of our episode. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I am joined again by Nikki and Gabe. We are very grateful for you guys always.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas
holidays.
And happy holidays. As like one of my favorite Christmas songs likes to say out there. Again, if you guys are tuning in, again, we are on a bunch of different platforms. We are on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, and hopefully a bunch more as the year progresses. And we will catch you on the next episode. We love you. Peace.